One of the best things that I've ever done for my professional career is becoming an avid and frequent meditator. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 things that I have learned by meditating at least 12 minutes every single day. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Castillo, founder of Selfmastered, a high-performance training company that helps entrepreneurs scale their businesses by solving their silent bottleneck, their own performance. We transform the unproductive, overwhelming, and focused entrepreneurs into laser-focused business athletes that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. Before I dive into this video, remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out on juicy videos that we release to help you accelerate yourself on your business, and you also get notified every time that we make promotions and give away free courses and programs on productivity and performance. Let's get to it. You're probably aware by now the wonderful benefits that meditation has. Not only it helps you focus better, it removes anxiety, it makes you more centered and more grounded. There's a host of positive psychological effects of being an avid meditator and virtually no negative effects whatsoever. So you probably know that you should have picked up this habit. And this video is about sharing 5 non-obvious things that now I'm able to do that I couldn't do before starting meditating, that might prove you that it can also be the ultimate competitive advantage in business. Now, before we get into it, I am not a Buddhist monk. I do not meditate for 5 hours every day, nor do I claim, as others do, to meditate every single day for 5 years straight. That's not who I am, but I can confidently and honestly say that I meditate most days, let's say 6 to 7 days every single week, and sometimes twice. So let's say that in the past 5 years, I've been meditating 300 days a year. So that gives me a solid 1,500 meditation sessions, at least, because sometimes if I feel too much stress, I would meditate twice, both in the morning and at night, and intend to meditate 12 minutes every time that I sit down. So I have a few thousand meditation sessions under my belt, and this is the top 5 things that I have learned or skills that I have developed. 1, more self-awareness. As you become a better meditator, you will start noticing patterns much better. You start understanding cause-effect relationship between things. You're more aware, more attuned to reality, because you do not let your emotions jeopardize your ability to rationally interpret situations. You see how things are in a much clearer manner. And this is very helpful because most people do not solve the problems because they do not know what is the root cause of the problems. And being able to separate the root cause from the proximate cause is crucial if you want to solve your problems for good. In fact, that's one of the first things that we teach our clients do, is what is actually your problem? Let's really fix it. Let's find it and fix it. So first thing is elevated self-awareness, which leads me to number 2, ability to detach, to see myself from a third perspective, to do not identify with my thoughts and my emotions. On the lowest levels of consciousness, most people understand themselves as a collection of thoughts and emotions, and they cannot dissociate themselves from those thoughts and emotions. So every time you attack or try to debunk an idea that you believe is not positive, they will feel personally attacked. So when you have meditated for long enough, you start seeing your thoughts and emotions as parts of who you are, but not necessarily the person that you are. And that gives you an incredible advantage because you can change your opinion, you can set new plans, you can accept that other people may have probably a better view on something that you. There's less ego and more willingness to understand when you see yourself from a slightly detached perspective. And this is massive in business because remember, it's not about being right. It's about being able to being right as much time as you can. 3, ability to do metacognition. So metacognition is essentially thinking about your own thought. It's analyzing where does your thought process come from? What inputs and stimuli are actually helping you trigger what thoughts, and understand if that thought process is actually based on sound facts and a good understanding of reality. Once you're able to notice patterns much better because your self-awareness goes up and you see yourself from an external perspective, you are able to analyze your thoughts and really direct your thought process so that you can be a much more effective analyzer of reality, which it's a fantastic competitive advantage in business. 4, better idea. So this is very cool. Once you have meditated for long enough, you start receiving good ideas. So meditation is not about not thinking about anything. It's about grounding yourself and disciplining the monkey mind. But if you sit down frequently, that monkey mind will give you brilliant ideas that you never made the conscious decision to think. Some of the best ideas in business have come when I was meditating. Some people call this thinkitation, like Tom Bilyeu will call this thinkitation. If you want to become a better thinker, one of the best things you can do is to actually don't force yourself to think more intently, but detach from that need of thinking everything through and just let your brain give you the solution to the problem that you're working on. 5, more flow and performance. See, both in sports and in business, performance is about maximizing your potential, so your skill set and your ability to do things, and minimizing the interferences, the things that curtail that performance, that prevent you from actually showing up in the field of play, capable and willing to do your best. And the biggest source of interferences is ourselves, is our self-judgment, is the way we second guess ourselves in the court or in the boardroom. So when you are a good meditator, you will get more attuned to your thoughts and emotions and prevent yourself from getting yourself in your own way. And this is massive because performance and flow, it's all about being your best. It's about feeling and performing your best because there's nothing that is preventing you from doing so, especially not yourself. And finally, identity upgrade. And this is massive because I went from architect to a private equity real estate director in 30 months. And not only that was a lot of hustle, but I had to self-actualize very fast because all the mental models and my own self-image was not ready to the challenge that I embarked upon in the beginning. And now that I'm building a company in a language that is not even my mother tongue, serving a market that is in the United States, and I'm in Europe at the moment, and really working with marketing and peak performance, which is something that is very far off my work as an investor before, I am forced to constantly self-actualize and really see myself in a different perspective every week that passes. And that is much easier to do because I am a good meditator, because I do not feel attached to those thoughts and emotions that may have built myself in the past. I am happy and able to let my old self die and create a new self based on new thoughts and new emotions and new challenges and new environments and new things that I'm working on every single day. So being good at identity upgrades is massive in this rapidly changing, chaotic world in which one year you have a pandemic and the following year you have a war. You cannot get caught up in all mental models and all ways of doing things because it's not the strong that survive, but those are most adaptable to change. And being a good meditator has taught me how to be resilient and very good at changing myself based on the circumstances that I'm operating in. So I hope this was useful. I want to share 5 non-obvious things and skills that I've picked up after 5 or so years of meditation. And I really encourage you guys to do it at least 10 to 12 to 15 minutes every single day because it would really help you reach a level you never thought it was there, because nothing quite helps you detach from thoughts and emotions as meditation does. It's really one of the best habits that you can nurture. See you in the next video.